Welcome to Engineering Scale Models. I'm Jason, your host, and I do models and electronics. This is part of the traffic light project, but not exactly a traffic light project. This is to seek feedback from my viewers who watch this video. I'm going to try to post this immediately because I ran into an issue, and I'm hoping someone can solve the problem before I do, because I don't want to spend the time doing it. So here we have my USB power bank charge circuit here. It has power coming from the power supply. I'll show you that on the screen. So I have it set to 4.2 volts. 1 amp just is what I'm putting out on it. It doesn't draw that much for what I need to do. And currently, if I turn it on here, let's turn on the meter. It's not going to draw anything, and I can turn the unit on here. Turn the unit on. So the unit comes on. It's got 97% of the battery at 4.2 volts. So now I can turn the light on and all that good stuff. But the issue I have, if I pull up the meter here and I plug in my custom cable here, and I plug this into this USB port, I get 5 volts out of the USB port. Okay, that's good. 5 volts out of the USB port. That's what I'm looking for. But what I don't want is if I turn off the power supply and the voltage goes away, slowly the voltage is going to go away. There's no power at the unit. Voltage is trickling down. I'm not sure why there's lingering voltage in there. There's not even huge caps on here. So see, it's still reading 1 volt. I don't even know where it's getting power from, so this is weird all on its own. Yeah, this is weird. I'm getting 1 volt, and if I come in here to plug it into this side, still getting 1.2 volts. There is no power coming from my power supply. My power supply is off, so I'm getting some kind of leakage voltage there of 1 volt, and my meter is accurate. So this is the weirdness of this. So now I turn this on. So this came on. Now the unit is not boosting right now, and I'm drawing 3 volts. So if I put 4.2 volts on the power supply and I have this just plugged in without the unit on, it's drawing 3 volts. So I come over here, plug it into this one, it's drawing 3 volts. So even when this is turned off, it's drawing 3 volts. If I turn it on, it should boost up to 5 volts. I turned on, and it boosted me up to 5 volts. So I can turn it off. So I turned it off. It drops down 3 volts, levels off at 3 volts. So I'm having a pass-through voltage here of 3 volts, and I'm not sure why. This was a downloaded schematic that I tweaked a little bit. So then I had a board made. You can buy these, but I don't understand what's going on here, and it's baffling me. See, if I turn that power supply off, all power's gone. Let's see what we get. See, now we're not getting any voltage. So now I turned it off, and I'm not getting that 1 volt I was getting before. So it's strange there, but let's look at the circuit so you guys can see what the circuit looks like here. So let's go to the microscope here. So let's go to this circuit here. So this chip here is running my display. And I have this chip here, which is a MP5043. And then I have a 5888SC. This is going to be a battery management IC. We have some transistors here. We got our resistors. These may be in series. These are 5 ohm resistors. So in series is 2.5 ohms. These may be some sense resistors. Another transistor here. So I wish I could take a picture of it like Big Clive does. We have our 2R2 inductor over here. Transistor. But what it appears like, let me clean up this a little bit. I see a little bit of flux on there. Just knock some of this stuff off this board so we can see it. See stuff here. And from what I can tell, I didn't really look at this here. And with a black circuit board, it's hard to see where all the traces go, but it definitely looks like we have, this is our pins for our display, and it appears that they all go to this chip, which does not have a marking on it, but I'm pretty sure that that is going to be our display chip. And then we have a resistor in line with the LED. Do we have anything on the other side of the board? No, there's nothing on the other side of the board. So we just have some traces that are ran. So, and I'm not sure if this is a double-sided or see where those 2 traces go. We go to this via here. Yeah. Then it jumps back, goes over here to this LED, this side of the LED. And then appears that this is the battery plus rail. So it goes down along this track over to this side of the board, which is going to be a switch and a transistor. So there's the switch and the transistor. So power goes directly to the switch. In this transistor, must be the transistor for the LED. So then it has, this is an input here. It's only using 3 pins plus ground. So this is a micro USB input. And I'm assuming that that goes to charging the battery, which I'm assuming is going to be this MP5043. But my question is, why do I have 3 volts of pass-through voltage through this when the unit is not even turned on? There should be a MOSFET that turns off the power, assuming somewhere in this area. Because I don't think this transistor would do that. So if I redesign this, I think I need a MOSFET to turn off the outputs. So that's where I'm at on this here. Probably should have took those off of the screen. Oops. So that's where I'm at. Let me just see if I can get a picture zoomed in here so you guys can see it. So that's too much. So that is what the board looks like there. So there is the board. Can't really see the traces. See how close I can get. No. Okay, so yeah, pretty close. So that is what the board looks like on that side. Screenshot it. That's what the board looks like on this side. So I can make it so you can see. I mean, you can see the remnants of traces. I'm actually surprised at how well this camera gets in there. So there you go. So that is this board. There you go. You can see the traces better. So if anybody has any ideas, if I can modify this by swapping some components, or do I need to redesign a whole new board to give me, to not get that 3 volts of pass-through voltage? I could look at just getting a whole new unit. This is going to get rebuilt with double stacks with USB ports that are too high. So I could have 4 outputs, maybe even make it a little bit bigger and have 6 outputs. So that is a goal in the future. So that's going to do it for this. Leave your comments below, or you can email me. If you have a longer discussion, you can email me or find me on the social media platforms. You can also visit my Patreon if you so choose. Thank you so much and have a great day.